Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Commissioner Mayjory.
Good afternoon, it's Erica. I think we're probably get started a little after 5 just to give people a chance to log on. Good evening, everyone. It looks like we have just about everybody on the line, and it's 5 o'clock, so I'm going to begin. Before going on the record, I just want to check if the court reporter is ready. Monique, are you ready to begin the hearing?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay, before we go on the record, I want to remind those on the line that the hearing today will be transcribed for the record. Our court reporter today is Monique Hines. If you have an unusual name or an unusual spelling, I ask that you please spell your name before you begin your comments. Please speak slowly and clearly so that Monique is able to accurately capture your comments. And Monique, please feel free to interrupt the speaker if you are having trouble transcribing his or her comments. We are now ready to begin. We are on the record. I call case 22E0317, proceeding on motion of the Commission as to the rates, charges, rules, and regulations of New York State Electric and Gas Corporation for electric service. Case 22G0318, proceeding on motion of the Commission as to the rates, charges, rules, and regulations of New York State Electric and Gas Corporation for gas service. Case 22E0319, proceeding on motion of the Commission as to the rates, charges, rules, and regulations of Rochester Gas and Electric Corporation for electric service. And case 22G0320, proceeding on motion of the Commission as to the rates, charges, rules, and regulations of Rochester Gas and Electric Corporation for gas service. Good evening and welcome. My name is Lindsay Overton, and I am an Administrative Law Judge with the New York State Department of Public Service. With me is Administrative Law Judge Erica Bergen, and together we are responsible for presiding over the hearings in this case and the development of a complete record in these proceedings. We are here today for a public statement hearing that was noticed on August 19, 2022. New York State Electric and Gas Corporation, which I will refer to as NYSEG, and Rochester Gas and Electric Corporation, which I will refer to as RG&E, filed amendments to their electric and gas tariff schedules on May 26, 2022, proposing to increase their annual electric and gas delivery revenues effective May 1, 2023. NYSEG proposes to increase its annual electric delivery revenues by approximately $274 million, which is a 31.2% increase in base delivery revenues, or 16.8% increase in total revenues. NYSEG requests an increase in its annual gas delivery revenues of approximately $43 million, which is a 20.7% increase in base delivery revenues, or a 9.8% increase in total revenues. RG&E requests an annual increase in electric delivery revenues of approximately $93.8 million, which is a 19% increase in delivery revenues, or 11.3% increase in total revenues. RG&E also requests an annual increase in gas delivery revenues of approximately $37 million, which is a 20.9% increase in base delivery revenues, or 9.7% increase in total revenues. We are holding this hearing so that you can provide your comments on these proposals for the Public Service Commission's consideration. The Commission will decide the terms and conditions of service for NYSEG and RG&E. The Commission consists of 7 members, the Chair, Rory Christian, and Commissioners Diane Berman, James Alessi, Tracy Edwards, John Howard, David Valesky, and John Majori. We are fortunate today to have both Chair Christian and Commissioner Majori with us. I will briefly stop and pause and ask whether each would like to address the participants today. Chair Christian?
Thank you, Judge Overton. I want to thank all of you who've joined this call today to exercise your rights as citizens and speak on behalf of the issues before us today. We're going through a very unique time in our history, and the decisions we'll be making will be taking your feedback into account. And so we want you to be heard. We want to hear what you have to say, and I'm looking forward to a healthy and active discussion this evening. And I appreciate you all making the time to be here. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Commissioner Majori, would you like to make any remarks?
Thank you very much. I would join the chair in thanking all the participants for showing up tonight. We greatly value public comment on significant matters such as the item before us today, which I know is going to affect a lot of people's lives. I'm here to listen. I'm here to listen to what you have to say, so you're not going to hear from me during the course of this hearing, but I'd like to join the chair in thanking you for participating. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Commissioner Majori. Now I will take a brief moment to explain the process that we are going to follow today. As I explained before, the purpose of this hearing is to provide you with an opportunity to tell the Commission your thoughts on NYSEG's and RG&E's rate proposals. The statements you make today will become part of the case record. We have a court reporter on the line who will prepare a transcript of the hearing, which will be included in the official record of these proceedings, so that your comments can be considered by the members of the Commission. When it is ready, the transcript will be publicly available for view on the Department of Public Service website. This hearing is not an evidentiary hearing with cross-examination or a question and answer session, but really a forum to hear comments from you. This, however, is not the only opportunity for comment. If you did not pre-register to speak at today's hearing, but would like your views included in the records, there are a variety of other ways to comment, as explained in the public notice for today's event. You can submit comments through the department's website, by email, by regular mail, or by telephone. All comments will be given equal consideration regardless of how they are submitted. Because we are holding this public statement virtually, we have asked people to pre-register to make a public statement at today's hearing. If we get through those who have registered to speak, we will then open the floor up to those on the line who did not pre-register for today's hearing but would like to make a comment. We ask that you please summarize any lengthy written statements orally and submit the full written statement by email or by mail. We are now ready to begin. If you are going to speak, you should only use one audio input and one audio output at your end. Otherwise, we may experience problems with feedback when you are speaking. I will call the 7 individuals who have pre-registered one by one to speak. If someone is not available when I call them, I will continue on with the next person and we'll come back to those people who were not available at the end. After I call your name, we will unmute your line and let you know that you are unmuted. Please remember that if you have put your own telephone line or computer on mute, you will also have to unmute your line on your end before you begin to speak. Again, please speak slowly and clearly so that the court reporter can accurately capture your statement for the record. When your line is unmuted, please state your name, and if you're speaking on behalf of an organization, please identify the name of the organization which you represent. Okay, so we will begin with the first speaker, and that is Marilyn Hanna. Marilyn, if you called in, if you could please hit *3 on your phone so that we can recognize you and unmute your line.
No raised hand, Your Honor.
No raised hands? Okay, I'm not seeing any either. Okay, so we'll move on to the next individual and we'll come back to Marilyn. The next one is Wilfred Witt. Again, if you've called in, Mr. Witt, if you could please hit *3 on your telephone so that we can see the raised hand icon and unmute your line. Sangeeta, do you see any raised hands? I'm not seeing any.
No raised hand, Your Honor.
Okay. Okay, so we'll come back to Mr. Witt. Tina Jackson.
Tina Jackson, if you have called into this public statement hearing, please press *3 on your phone. No raised hand, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll move to the next speaker, David Parish. David, if you are on the line, if you could please hit *3 on your phone so that we can unmute you.
No raised hand, Your Honor.
Okay, I see that Tina Jackson has just joined. Oh, she raised her hand.
Okay, yes, this is Tina.
Hi, good afternoon. Are you ready to provide your comments?
Yes.
Okay, great. Go ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Tina Jackson. I live in Monroe County and I work as a child care worker. I am a delegate to Monroe County Workers Benefit Council, and in the capacity, I am here today to speak on behalf of more than 25,000 low-income workers and their families throughout Monroe County. I am here with some of them right now. And their names are Linda Henschel, Raquel Rowley, David Parish, Cherry McCall, Faith Bennett, Marilyn Hanna, Cynthia Cox, Nick Cappuccino. The Workers Benefit Council expressed our empathy opposition to RG&E and NYSEG shameless 580 million rate hikes. Furthermore, we demand the Public Service Commission to do its job and deny this unforgivable and unsustainable rate increase. We are the home health aides, nurses, aides working in nurse homes, child care workers, food service, and retail workers. They started calling us essential workers during the pandemic, but we don't get paid enough for the essential like home energy, and so adding another $20 and $22 to our monthly bills is absolutely out of the question. For over 12 years, we called on the Public Service Commission to follow its own legal mandate to, quote, protect the utility consumers from the potential abuse of monopoly power, to, quote, to protect the rights of New Yorkers while ensuring access to reliable and low-income utility workers. But all during the time, the PSC has broken this mandate, choosing to guarantee a certain rate of return on investments for the utility monopolies shareholders. The guaranteed profit was 9% last we heard. As a result of the state guaranteeing these exorbitant profit for energy mandatory monopolies, compounding with stagnant wages and fixed incomes not keeping up. New York has seen 3,000 utility customers being shut off each year. 60,000 of those right here in our region shut off by Advanced Grid, Substantities, RG&E, and NYSEG, but Advanced Grid parent companies in Spain, Iberdrola, got $4.4 billion in profit for its shareholders and paid its CEOs $10 billion year after year. During the pandemic, as an energy measure, the state instituted a moratorium on shutoffs, which our WBC has already been demanding for 12 years by petitioning letters and testifying at public hearings. However, at the beginning of 2022, the state lifted the moratorium, so shutoffs began again. The COVID-19 pandemic made it worse, with thousands losing their jobs and hundreds of small businesses closing down. So it's not time to allow shutoffs. It's time to stop shutoffs forever for those in need. During the pandemic, according to RG&E's own 2020 and 21 final reports, they successfully increased their net revenue by 32% and increased their stockholders' wealth by over 27%. We know how they did that. Now 13% of all utility customers owe more than $2.1 billion, double what was owed at that same time in 2021. So the WBC is here today again after more than a decade of these hearings and petitions to continue demanding a permanent year-round moratorium on all shutoffs for low to moderate income ratepayers. this isn't just about financial debt. Some of us are paying with our lives and our health. Every winter, in central and western New York, this is the predictable death toll due to house fires and carbon monoxide poisoning of people who have resorted to unsafe heating methods after being shut off by RG&E, NYSEG, and other shareholders-owned utilities. Every summer, the number of individuals in the U.S. ending in emergency rooms and even dying. Heat-related deaths kill more people than hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, and earthquakes combined. It is a silent killer. There is no report on the deaths from heat waves the PSC allow. Utilities kicked in, but somehow they are allowed to actually bill us for that 6% through additional surcharges. To pay off our debt, the PSC could make utilities affordable and economically sustainable in the interest of poor and working people throughout New York if it was truly a priority to them. This year, the Public Service Commission has another chance to live up to its legal mandate, do what it was created to do, serve the public. The Monroe County Worker Benefit Council is here today to demand the PSC, 1, deny RG&E NYSEG rate like request outright to take the next step, lower the rates. 2, enact a permanent year-round moratorium on utility shutoffs for New York residents whose income are at or below 250% of the federal poverty level. And 3, transition New York State's energy grid to 100% renewable energy by 2030 while ensuring service is both affordable and accessible to even the lowest income residents. Thank you for your time.
Wow.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Jackson. You mentioned Mr. Parish. Is he with you right now? David Parish?
Yes, I am. I'm right here.
Okay, well, you're up.
Hello. Good afternoon. My name is David, and I live in the 14621 area of Rochester. And I fall under the category of disabled. Before I get started, PSC, who do you answer to? The people or monopolies? Can you help us? Can you help that you help to create? You see, I understand, under the impression that I've been given, you are here for the people of New York State and to keep rates affordable for all New Yorkers. There is a saying that goes back to the 1970s, as far as I know. I know that this seems fitting for these utility rate hike requests. And that saying is, you can't get blood out of stone.
Yeah, that's right.
Referring to cost. Well, that stone, PSC, has turned to dust. Do not have the money they want. The cost skyrocketing across the board and for everything. Less income Our small businesses in our community are hurting. Please do not do us all a favor. Go out there into the communities and really talk with the people before you give these utilities even one more payment that they really do not need in comparison to us out here in the real world. I know, I hope, happen to know a lot of small business owners in Rochester, and I also happen to be very curious overall. And I talk to people I know about what they are going through. And do you know what these small businesses owners are telling me? They're telling me that businesses are being killed by the actions you and others who control the costs we all pay. Businesses are hit by utility costs 3 times over, which are personal use for their own homes, the costs that they use for their business, and the consumer who has less money to spend in those businesses. There are small businesses out here that are helping to keep our state economy afloat, cannot survive under these conditions set forth by your policies, which drive up our costs, which we have no control over. A local coffee shop here, owner, Mark, said that she is buying coffee marked up 300% over last year. But she knows that her customers can't afford the extra costs. And so she can't just pass it on to the customers or they won't come back again. I have spoken to a number of local business owners who say they wish they could pay their employees a living wage. But they just can't do that under these circumstances. The number of homeless in our community is on a rise daily, with less and less money available to nonprofits that were the backbone of keeping those who are turning to the streets out and turning us back into like the Great Depression. We cannot afford or settle for a rate hike when these utilities are guaranteed a 9% income over cost. Why do they really need a rate hike, I ask you? Is it for what they are telling you, or for padding more pockets of investors and those who are running these giant corporations? Maybe they should think about living in the real world with the rest of us. Personally, I do not pay an electric bill directly, but I do bear the cost just the same. My rent in my apartment has gone up $50 this month, where in years past it's only gone up $1 or $2. Due to the interest costs thrown upon the owners of the building. I'm about to move into an apartment of my own, and I will be responsible for my own utility bills soon. I heard through the media that the cost of heating is going up $50 a month this year. With this rate request of $20 to $22 a month on the average household, you are looking at between $70 and $72 a month extra coming out of the average Central New Yorker and the NYSEG, RG&E, and National Grid coverage area. Where are we supposed to get this kind of money? Can you tell me? Maybe you'd like to pay my utility bills. I ask you, please, tell these corporate giants that the day of living high on the hog is numbered. Say no to these rate hikes. Say no more 9% guaranteed income above cost. Drop their percentage down to 5% to make up for the extra cost RG&E charge their customers here in the Rochester area, which this New York State is investigating. Before I go, I want you to be aware of what a rising cost can do. There is a senior woman here in Rochester who needs a number of machines to keep her daily life going. These machines are medical necessities. And the insurance does not cover any of the cost of this electricity she's using to run these medically approved appliances. It's too expensive. That's costing her over $300 extra a month to run these machines. This lady is going into debt. It's too expensive for her to be in a medical facility where the insurance company would cover this cost. She says she's going deep in debt over these utilities. If you raise the rate, what are you telling her? Seeing as how she only gets Social Security and how has no other income. Please tell the utilities not to take us to the cleaners.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Parish.
I am not through. I'm not through.
Okay, so
that is why I demand of the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council conceal the rate debt entirely. Insist a more year-round moratorium on shutouts, and 3, transmission to 100% renewable energy grid by 2030, while allowing rates to be affordable for even the lowest paying Texans.
Thank you, Mr. Parish. Moving on to our next speaker, Linda Henschel. Linda, if you've called in this evening, if you could please hit *3 on your phone so that we can recognize you and unmute your phone.
Your Honor, Tina Jackson's hand is up. Do you want me to unmute to see if she's a member there?
Oh, yes, please.
Okay.
Ms. Jackson, is Linda Henschel with you as well?
I'm right here.
Oh, great. Okay, go ahead. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Linda Henschel. I live in 14609. And I'm here with the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Essential workers are lower income workers with no benefits. 2 groups of essential workers are health aid workers and daycare workers. I was a daycare worker, New York State certified for 10 years. At no time did I make a living wage. I ended up moving home with to my parents' house, where I looked after my father till he died and my mother until she died 3 years ago. Although the house was well looked after, fully insulated, new furnace, air conditioning, I could not afford to stay at my family's house. I now live in a senior living situation where the essential workers, our healthcare aides, are poorly paid with no benefits. I no longer pay the RG&E directly, but they have to pay their bills. As a result, they work not just 1 job, but 2, even 3 to make the ends meet. and still they have trouble. The $20 you propose is equal to a meal for 3 people made at home. The telephone bill or even the RG&E bill will be affected. If you think that we can take a bus, think again. $20 is a bus pass for a week. Uber's definitely out of the question. Don't think essential workers can remain independent. Moving home with the folks remains the only solution if they can afford to take them in. And don't think we're fooled by accepting our taxes being used to cover heat grants and debt forgiveness programs.
Got it.
The money should come out of RG&E's excessive profits. They have enough money to pay for the debt forgiveness, along with new insulation, windows, and upgraded heating and cooling systems for low to moderate income homeowners. Most of the dilapidated housing in need of this work is in the low income neighborhoods in Rochester, where poverty is concentrated due to redlining policies the government passed many years ago. The point is, you created this problem, not us. So you must bear the burden of fixing it, not us.
That's right.
We just get the money from RG&E and their parent company to pay for the infrastructure upgrades, tree trimming, and going green initiatives. Do not try to get the money from us, the working people who already cannot afford the rates they have. That is why I endorse the demands of Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Cancel this rate hike entirely, install a year-round moratorium on shutoffs, and transition to 100% renewable energy grid by 2030, while keeping rates affordable for even the lowest income payers.
Right.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Henschel.
Okay.
Our next speaker is Daniel Russell.
Good evening, Chair Christian, Commissioner Maggiore, and Administrative Law Judges Burgeon and Overton. My name is Daniel Russell, and I'm a legal extern with the Public Utility Law Project of New York, or PULP. My pronouns are he and him. PULP is a 40-year-old nonprofit with the mission of educating, advocating, and litigating on behalf of New York State's low-income utility consumers. PULP thanks the Department of Public Service for the opportunity to testify in relation to New York State's Electric and Gas Corporation's electric and gas rate cases 22E0317 and 22G0318, and Rochester Gas and Electric Corporation's electric and gas rate cases 22E0319 and 22G0320. PULP is an active party in all 4 cases, and we will be following our expert testimony on September 26. PULP has several concerns that we will address in today's hearing and that will be expanded upon in our written testimony. When the companies filed on May 26, they proposed double-digit increases in revenues across the companies. These proposed increases would put further strain on ratepayers, particularly low-income consumers. On May 26, Governor Hochul released a press statement in response to NYSEG RG&E's 2022 rate case. Governor Hochul stated, "It's outrageous and unacceptable that utility companies are proposing the largest rate increase in recent history for more than 1.2 million consumers in upstate New York." Additionally, Governor Hochul urged the Department of Public Service to scrutinize every number and word of this proposal to protect New York families from unjustified and unfair rate increases. PULP thanks Governor Hochul for a strong response, as customers of NYSEG RG&E simply cannot afford to pay more for their electricity and natural gas. PULP has pulled financial statistics from New York State's Community Action Association 2022 Poverty Report, the United Way's Alice Project, and the New York State Department of Education's County Statistics. The reality is that people are struggling financially. For example, in Tompkins County, 17.5% of residents are living below the poverty line. This includes 4.5% of seniors aged 65% or more, 23.9% of female-headed families with children also live in poverty, and and 40% of children qualify for free or reduced cost lunch under the federal guidelines. When you add in the category of working poor, then approximately 46.2% of residents of Tompkins County are unable to pay their bills and must often choose which bills remain unpaid at the end of the month. In the city of Ithaca, these numbers are even more concerning. 37.5% of Ithaca residents live in poverty, and this includes 12.5% of seniors and 18.6% of children living in the city. NYSEG's own collections activity report shows that as of July 2022, 106,328 residential consumers are behind on their bills by 60 days or more, for a total of $58,698,477 in residential arrears. RG&E's collections activity report show that as of July 2022, 65,274 residential consumers are behind on their bills by 60 days or more, and these equate to a total of $43,664,256 in residential arrears. The Commission has set an important goal for a target for affordability, with that goal meaning no low-income customer will spend more than 6% of their income on energy. Even before any rate increases that may result from the company's filings, low-income consumers in the territories are already spending much more than 6% of their income on energy bills. Pulp is currently working on testimony that will show that the average low-income NYSEG customer spends 9.7% of their income on energy. This is 62% higher than the target set by the Commission. These energy burdens may be even more exaggerated in disadvantaged communities across companies' territories. The effects of the COVID-19 pandemic are still heavily felt across the company's territories. Everyday ratepayers are already struggling with bills that are unaffordable. And in these unprecedented times, Pulse urges the Commission to scrutinize NYSEG RG&E's rate requests to make sure these rates consumers are paying are just, reasonable, affordable, and fair. Thank you for your time.
Thank you for your comments, Mr. Russell. Next, we have Raquel Rowley. Again, Raquel, if you called in, if you could please press *3 on your phone so we can identify you and unmute your line.
There you go. That sounds like.
Hi, my name is Raquel Rowley. I live in Rochester, New York. I used to work as a sales representative and later as a teacher aide. I am here with the Monroe County Worker Benefit Council. I am talking about RG&E raising people bill. What is that? What you guys always putting the bill up? People can't pay no more. It's too much for us to be paid. It is difficult to understand what RG&E is doing with all the money they get from us. My husband and I live on fixed income. It's ridiculous. And then my son came to live with us. We did not make twister. He's disabled too. The rate increase make it hard for us to get another items like food, clothing. This is ridiculous. Right. What do you guys think about? Putting up the RG&E more and more and more? What, you gonna take my check completely? Hey, the rate increase make it hard for us to get another item like food, clothing, and medical care. It's hard. We not longer drive and most depend. You know what it is? My husband not driving. He's killing himself because he loves to drive. But we cannot drive no more. In order to help, we need to help now to go to appointment and getting groceries. This is ridiculous. What we used to do because of the raising the RG&E, because of the raising the gas, everything is going up and up. What you guys gonna do? Are you gonna take everybody's money and keep putting in your pocket? Huh? Raising people bills is not fair. Okay? We had no choice but to use RG&E. That's how you guys doing it because we gotta use it. We gotta have RG&E. Please stop. Okay? Yeah. That is what endorsed the demand of the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Cancel this, number one, cancel this rate hike entirely. 2, is that a year-round moratorium and shut up not? Yeah. And shut up. And 3, is that and transition of 200% renewable energy grid by 2030 while keeping rates affordable for even the lowest income taxpayer. Ratepayers. Don't put it off. Stop putting that bill off. We don't need it no more. Thank you. Bye.
you for your comment, Ms. Rowley. We have gotten through the list of 7 registered participants, so I'm going to go back to the beginning and see if the initial 2 have since joined us. That would be Marilyn Hannah. Marilyn, are you on? If you are on the line, if you could press *3 so that we can identify you if you've called in.
This is Marilyn Hannah. Oh.
Ask if they can hear you.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Go ahead, please.
Good afternoon. My name is Marilyn Hannah. I live in Rochester, New York, in an area code of 14611. And I am here at the Monroe County Workers Benefits Council to inform you that I have been diagnosed with MS. I'm disabled since 2014. I have a fixed income of disability, a Social Security disability, and it's fixed just for me, not to exceed over for RG&E to take it. I have been living in Section 8 for the last 6 years. Section 8, if I don't pay my RG&E or I get behind the RG&E, Section 8 will put me out. Where am I going to go? I cannot afford apartment or a house in Rochester, New York. They're raising the rates in Rochester, New York, so that you cannot live here. And if we can't have RG&E, what are we going to do? The winter months here is freezing cold. We cannot live on the streets. And I'm just here to let you know that when heat pay our portion for us for in the wintertime, soon as heat is over, RG&E comes in and ravish us of our income. And we cannot afford this. I cannot afford this. I cannot afford it. It is ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Yeah. And they don't live here in Rochester, New York with us. They don't know what we are going through. RG&E is a highway robbery. It is. It rips us off. Cannot afford insurance for my car. Pay RG&E. It's right up there with the rankings of my rental. Section 8 pay a portion of my rental. I pay the other half, and RG&E get the other. What am I gonna eat if I don't go to these pantries? You know what I'm saying? I can't even go to the store and get me a nice pair of shoes because RG&E is taking that. And I just want it to stop. We are all here because for the same reason. We're here for the same reason. And this reason is because RG&E is simply, as like I just said, a rip-off. And I want it to stop, and I hope my voice is heard as long as around with the other people that is here. And I hope you have a good day. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Rowley. And then our last registered speaker, Wilfred Witt. Mr. Witt, if you've called in, please hit *3 on your telephone so we can identify you and unmute your line. I am not seeing a hand raised. Sangeeta, do you see any?
No raised hand, Your Honor.
Okay. So at this point, now that we have gone through the individuals who pre-registered to speak today, we will open up the hearing to anyone in attendance who would like to speak but did not pre-register to do so. If you would like to make a statement, please click the raise hand icon in the bottom right corner of your screen. Or if you have called in, please press *3 on your telephone. Either option will enable us to recognize you and unmute you so that you can make your statement.
No raised hand.
Okay. Hi, my name is Cynthia Cox. I live at 1 Justin Terrace. I'm here for the Monroe County Workers Benefit Court. I'm here because I'm a senior citizen, and the RG&E is so hard on me. I don't know if I should pay my rent or RG&E. I'm on a fixed income. I can't afford to pay both. I'm almost like being on the street because it's hard for me. Every month it goes up and up and up and up, and it's hard for me. I don't know what to do at this point. It's a struggle. Do I feed myself? Do I pay rent? Or do I pay RG&E? I can't afford all three. And that's hard for me. And I'm just tired of it. I don't know what to do at this point. The RG&E is getting higher, 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 higher. And it's just not good for me. I'm a senior citizen. I don't know what to do at this point. and it's hard. So I would like to, what are they gonna do to help us? Cause they charging I pay one thing and I get the bill in the mail and it's something else. It's summertime now. I don't use heat now. I'm scared to turn my gas on in the winter. I don't know how much it's gonna be. You pay one thing and next month it's double. That's not good. So what do we do? What do the peoples do in Rochester? What do we do? Tell me. Do we just live in the cold, not eat, not pay rent? What do we do? You need to lower the rate so we can live. Lower the rate so we can live. Right now, it's a struggle. I don't know what to do. Should I pay rent? Should I pay RG&E? Should I eat? What do I do? What do I do? Tell me. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you for your comments, Ms. Cox. Is there anybody else on the line who would like to make a statement? Again, please click the raise hand icon or press *3 on your telephone if you called in this evening.
Raised hand.
Ms. Jackson.
With that. We have Miss Cynthia Middleton, different Cynthia. Go ahead.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Cynthia Middleton. I live at 47 Hollis Street. And I'm here for the Workers' Benefit Council. And you know, it's just a disgrace before God how people, and what bothers me the most, they got in God we trust. We're not trusting in God the way they're treating us. And it really doesn't make it just, it's hurt. And I'm a senior citizen too. And you know, we done paved our way. And it shouldn't have to be this hard for us. And like one of the co-workers stated, you get a bill 1 month, it's something, and it's another bill. They turn my lights off, turn them off, and I done paid what they told me to pay, but then they make a mistake. Now, you know, I'm making a mistake. Now, my food spoiled, and I told them, you think I got some more food? But ever since this new company came, they don't give nothing about nobody, just making money. And it's not about that. It's not RG&E wasn't that heartless. The people that was running it before these people got it now, they weren't heartless like that. And it is sad, though, that we got to live like this. This is sad. This is sad we got to live like this. It is so sad. But you know one thing I'm going to say, that God sit high and he looks low. And he see how everybody's treating everybody. And the people that we elect in office, you guys sitting back and allowing it to happen. And it shouldn't be. This is and nobody knock on my door talking about vote for them because I'm not voting. You hear what I say? And I want to repeat that again. Not one council person knock on my door and say that what they doing because they lying. They done lied to us for so long, and it's just ridiculous that we got to live like this and got people in office that's supposed to do something, but you know why they not doing it? Because they don't want to get out of office, and they don't want to seem as though that they're being the person that's not, and it's all about a dollar bill.
They got that money in their pocket.
All about that dollar bill. Right. And got our votes. They got our votes, but we about to put out those. This is a disgrace for the Lord. And it don't make no sense, but we gonna reap what we sow. Okay? Don't forget that. You're gonna reap what you sow. And if you don't, your children will. Just remember this. Yes. My name is Cynthia Middleton, and I'm saying it again. You're gonna reap what you sow. And it don't make sense how we being treated. It don't make no kind of sense how we being treated. No, we ain't got no $1,300, pay no RG&E. And then the meters don't have work as it is. Y'all, listen, something needs to be done, okay? Yes. And we're here today. We protesting this crazy stuff. and it don't make no sense. And this is the reason why I endorsed the demands of the Monroe County Works benefit. They canceled the rate, and you know the rate high. The rate high. Cancel it all together. Install a year-round moratorium
That means no shut off.
on the shut-off, and transition to 100% renewable energy grid by 2030, while keeping rates affordable for even the low-income ratepayers. Thank you, and I hope y'all heard me.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Middleton. Is there anybody else on the line who would like to make a comment this evening?
No raised hand, Your Honor.
Okay, seeing no raised hands, I want to thank everyone for their comments today. That concludes our hearing this evening. I would like to remind anyone listening.
Your Honor, one more raised hand.
Oh, okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sherry McCown. I live in Rochester, New York. I am a central worker.
Sherry, can I just stop you for 1 minute, please? Could you please spell your name for the court reporter?
CHERRIEMCCOWN.
Thank you. Go ahead.
Hi, my name is Sherry McCown. I am a central worker. I'm out here in the front line. A couple of weeks ago, they decided to give the nursing home and the hospital $3,500 for CNAs and nurses and stuff. But by me being a contract worker, I didn't qualify for the $3,500, so I can pay you guys $250. So at this point in time, I need help. By me going out helping everybody that I can out here in the nursing field, and by everybody that need our help, like elderly, handicapped, disability people, that we work hard to provide care for them in the healthcare system. And for me, I can't even afford a 150 RG&E bill. It's not fair for us to go through this. It's not fair for our community to go through this. And how would you feel in the middle of winter when somebody come into your RG&E off? You have a daughter that's going to school to be an RN and a 2-year-old granddaughter that's in the household. So when you get your RG&E cut off, let me know how it feels, because I know all these people around here done got their RG&E cut off before. How many of y'all got your RG&E cut off? So I adore a Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Number one, the council that rates high rate entirely. Number two, install a year-round moratorium on shut-off and transition to 100% renewable energy grid by 2030, while keeping the rates affordable for every low-income person. So if you love us like we love y'all, and you never know when you're gonna have to come into the hospital for Crohn's disease or monkeypox or COVID, that I'm gonna be the one that take care of you, but I can't afford my RG&E. So please help us out and look out for us, the central workers that don't get the $3,500, that's working per diem, and we need help. Can you help us? I know you can, because we pay our bills as long as y'all help us. Thank you so much. We appreciate you.
Thank you for your comments. Is there anybody else on the line, Ms. Jackson, with you who would like to make a comment?
Yes, hi. Hi, my name is Faith Bennett. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay. Again, my name is Faith Bennett, and I live in Gates in Rochester, New York. And I am a senior, and I am presently working a temporary job, also the Board of Elections. Dear PSC,
I am here with the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. And being a senior and living on a fixed income and trying to pay my bills and also my RG&E bills, I have had to, at the age of 70, take another part-time job in order to cover these things. Our group of seniors in Gates are very vulnerable people, very vulnerable, and living on a fixed income, it is very difficult to choose from paying the RG&E bills the way they are without the rate hike and also covering our food. A lot of times we are exchanging our food to pay our RG&E bills. And we are the most vulnerable. And dear PFC, I endorse the demands of the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Cancel this rate and install a year-round moratoriums on shutoffs and transition to 100% renewable energy grid by 2030 while keeping the rates affordable. Lowest income taxpayers that are us. Dear PSC, do your job. Protect the people.
Yes.
Yes. Not the profiteers.
Yes.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Bennett. Is there anybody else in the group that would like to make a comment tonight?
Yes.
Okay, please state your name for the record.
Hi, my name is Janie Anderson, and I live in the 14621 area. I am here with the Monroe County Working Benefit Council, and I'm here today to speak for the seniors and families. Even though the shut-off is coming and everything and all that, it affects the seniors and it affects the whole family. So when your family and your parents are not doing well, the family is broken. So I believe that you guys should leave it like it is, because too many shut off, too much poverty in the city, and too much everything in the city. Crime, all of that. They're saying crime, but crime come from being disabled and mistreated. And I believe that we should do something better to help the people. Don't you want to see a difference and a change in the city? Yes, we do. And I believe that you can do it, but just don't shut off. We don't have enough money to try to make ends meet now. But with this raise in this energy, it makes us less unaffordable for things. So I believe that if you do a favor for us, everybody should be treated the same. That's right. Because there's no respectable person. Because we all are the same. We may be from a different background, but we still have pride. We want to live and want to be happy and want our families to be happy. Yeah. So please help us, because we need the help. And right now, we're not going to take it. We're not going to sit back. We're going to do what we have to do to make a difference. And no more shut off. 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 And I hope you're listening to what we're saying, because we mean it and we're not going to stop. We're going to keep on continuing until it get done. God bless you. And what else I say? And no more shut off. Please, please. Amen. No more what?
Rate hike. No rate.
No more
for your comments, Ms.
no more
Anderson.
raising that. No more raising the prices. No more raising the prices. And that is why I endorse the demand of the Monroe County Workers Benefit Council. Cancel his rate hike entirely. Install a year-round moratorium on the shut-off and transition to a 100% renewable energy grid to 2030, while keeping rates affordable for even the lowest income ratepayers. No more shut off, no more shut off, no more shut off, no more shut off.
Thank you for your comments, Ms. Anderson. Is there anybody else on the line that would like to make a comment for the record?
No more shut off.
Is there any more?
I think we're good.
Amen. That's awesome. Awesome.
Okay, so Sangeeta, I'm going to ask that you mute Ms. Jackson's line. It sounds like they are done. Again, I want to thank everyone for their comments today. That concludes our hearing this evening. I would like to remind anyone listening that you may also submit comments by the other means described earlier in the hearing today and in the August 19th notice of public statement hearing. In addition to this evening's hearing, we will be holding additional public statement hearings on September 28th and October 18th, both at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock each day. Judge Bergen and I thank everyone for their interest here today. We also thank Chair Christian and Commissioner Majori for participating, our Consumer Services Office for administering this session, and our court reporter. The public statement hearing is now concluded and we are off the record.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great night.
Good night.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sangeeta and Esmeen and Monique.
You have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
Have a good night.